Hello, in this video I'm going to discuss the game lineup spreadsheet that is available on the St. Louis Park Little League website. The game lineup spreadsheet is a tool that coaches can use to easily create their lineup from week to week. The spreadsheet checks that your lineup is complete and complies with the league rules. Some of those rules are a player bench time and players playing in the infield and outfield. So today we'll start just by showing where the spreadsheet is located on the St. Louis Park Little League website. On the Coaches tab, you can select Tools and Resources. And from there, you'll see Game Lineup with auto checks for compatibility. You can click on that to download it and open it up from there. I'm going to start with a completed spreadsheet to walk you through it. So as you can see here, we have a spreadsheet. You're going to want to enter in your team name, the opponent for a game, the date, and the field that it's on. We'll see where that comes into play a little bit later. And then you'll want to enter in your team in the batting lineup that you're going to have for that day with their jersey number, and then you'll be able to list out positions. You can see here that when you do enter in positions, on this side, there's going to be rule checks for the different rules of St. Louis Park Little League. Rule 1, bench time, at least 2 innings infield, and this you can't have the same position more than 2 innings. So you can see here with player 1, if I remove one of their infield times, so they only have 1 infield, that's going to put a couple of violations on the chart here. So again, I can use this to just to make sure that my lineup complies, and it makes it a lot easier for me. Similar to bench, bench turns yellow, so you can more easily track those two through. If I put a player on a bench a couple innings in a row, that's going to trigger violations as well. When you do complete your lineup, there's a couple of references down below. First is a reference that shows infield versus outfield. Again, this can be useful if you're trying to balance out and making sure players are getting the same number of infield and outfield times throughout the game. Similar here for reference checking. Again, this can be useful to just make sure that players aren't playing the same positions multiple times and to try to distribute positions to each player. And then a very handy one here is at the bottom, and what this does is it validates that each position is filled once per inning. So you can see here in this case, it looks like in the first inning I have 2 right center fielders and no right fielders. So obviously that's an issue, so I can move back up here to the first inning. Sure enough, I have this player and this player in right center field. I'm going to move this player to right field, and then when I go back down here to the bottom, I should see that I no longer have any violations. So once I've got this entered in and I'm looking good from a violation perspective, that I don't have any, what I can do then is click on the second tab here, which in my spreadsheet is titled Print for Game. Might also be Print for Dugout. I've found placing this tab, the results of that, printing it off. I usually print one off to give to the other manager of the other team, as well as hang one in the dugout to show the players their batting order as well as their positions inning to inning. This is automatically filled based on the values that you entered in the last spreadsheet. So again, makes it a lot easier to create your lineups and validate that they're within the rules. So I hope that was useful, and have a great season.